Hi students, let us see some mathematical problems related to the calculation of the sag. If you see the given data of the problem, this is the data referring to a transmission line whose length of span is 250 meters given, and the effective diameter of the conductor to transmit the electrical power is 250 meters in length, and the effective diameter of the conductor is 1.88 centimeters. Weight of the conductor is 0.87 kg per meter, and the ultimate strength of the conductor is 8100 kgs. The radial thickness of the ice. This conductor is an ice coated conductor with uniformly ice coated over the conductor surface, so that the radial thickness of the ice was given as 1.2 centimeters, and it is also subjected to an external wind pressure. The wind pressure acting upon the conductor is given as 38 kg per meter square of projected area. The factor of safety maintained here, it is equal to 2, and the density of ice is 913 kg per meter cube. Out of all these given data, we have to estimate or calculate the magnitude of sag. Okay, so coming to the solution part. If we come to the solution part, the given data is very clear. The length of the conductor is given as, the length of the transmission line is given as 250 meters. Diameter small d you can see here 1.88 centimeters, and the weight of the conductor is 0.87 kg per meter. Since we know that weight of the conductors are to be defined in per unit length, the same per unit length is used here, 0.87 kgs, and the ultimate strength is of 8100 kg. The ice coating thickness small t is represented with the small t, which is equal to 1.2 centimeters, and the wind pressure is given by 38 kg per meter square of projected area, and the factor of safety is given as 2. The density of ice is 913 kg per meter cube. Calculate the sag. So in calculation of the sag, we know that it is at equal supports level, because they haven't mentioned it's indifferent or unequal supports data. So coming to the solution part, we can see that from the solution, the ultimate strength, from the ultimate strength we can find out the tensile strength. So the tensile strength of the data was, the tensile strength, it is equal to, given as ultimate strength of the conductor, divided by the factor of safety, FOS. Okay, so coming to here, its value is 8100 divided by the factor of safety. Factor of safety in the data given as 2, therefore it is equal to 4050 kgs. Okay, and also the formula for the sag, S is equal to W resultant WR L square by 8T. Out of this formula, tension T was calculated right now, whose value is equal to 4050 kgs. 8 is a numerical value. Length of the span is given as 250 meters in the calculated, okay, directly. And now I want the resultant weight. The resultant weight is nothing but WR. As per our previous theoretical discussion, WR is equal to square root of WC plus WI whole square plus weight due to wind pressure square, because this is the conductor. Yes, let me assume that this is the conductor whose radial thickness of ice is around this conductor with a thickness of small t. Okay, and this is the diameter small d, out of which the conductor entire thing as per gravity weights down, which is equal to WC plus WI, and horizontally this much amount of wind pressure was acting upon this. Then the summation of these two gives us the resultant. This was the resultant weight WR, which was making an angle of theta in the inclination part. So the WR is equal to square root of WC plus WI whole square plus WW square, out of which WC is given for us directly as 0.87 kg per meter length. And our intention is to calculate W weight due to ice coating and weight due to wind pressure. The weight due to ice coating, let me calculate here. It should be also in kg per meter as per our discussion. Per unit length, we have to find out the weight. Then the weight of the ice is given by density of ice. Density of ice is to be multiplied with volume, so that we will get weight. So out of which weight of ice is equal to the density of ice given in the problem as 913, whose unit is kg per meter cube volume. This meter cube is a volume. I will expand this volume as area into length. The area of this ice, if you check it out, the area of the ice is entire area of the conductor including ice minus area of the conductor with actual conductor length. Then we will get the area of the ice coating, whose value is given by weight of the ice is equal to, as we know the mathematical formula for area calculation, pi d square by 4, out of which the d square is here, d plus 2t whole square by 4 is to be subtracted with the actual conductor length pi by 4 d square. Okay. So in simplification part of area and multiplied by volume means area into length. The length is here 1 meter length we have to calculate, because we are restricted in calculating of the weight of the ice per unit length called per meter length. That is why out of length I will place it as 1 meter. Then to be more specific, the area can be calculated in this fashion, and the weight of the conductor is given as Wi, which is equal to 913 multiplied by pi by 4 was taken as common of d plus 2t whole square. The diameter of the conductor is 1.88 centimeters into 10 power minus 2 is the meters, plus 2 into thickness of the ice. The thickness of the ice is 1.2 centimeters given, which is converted into meters. 1.2 into 10 power minus 2 meters whole square. This is whole square part. Okay. Pi by 4 into d plus 2t whole square minus again pi by 4 into d square. The diameter of the conductor is 1.88 into 10 power minus 2 is converted into meters square. This entire thing is the area of the conductor with ice. Okay. Total ice weighted conductor minus actual conductor gives us our area of the ice, multiplied by the length of the conductor, it is 1. If you simplify in the calculator, then you will get the weight of the ice as Wi, which is equal to 1.06 kgs calculated per 1 meter length. So in our calculation of Wi so far calculated is 1.06 kgs per meter length, and WC already directly given, whose value is 0.87 kg per meter. And our next step is to calculate the weight due to wind pressure called as WW, weight due to wind pressure. It should also be defined in kg per meter length. Always remember that the weights due to any circumstances are given with a dimension called kg per meter length. So its value is equal to wind weight due to wind is equal to wind pressure into projected area, wind pressure into projected area. So the wind pressure given in the problem as, thereby WW is equal to the wind pressure given in the given data. If you check it, its value is 38 kg per meter square. So 38 is to be multiplied with projected area. The meaning of the projected area is entire thickness of the conductor including ice. Its value is d plus 2t, multiplied by length. Length is identified to be 1 meter. So in simplification part, you can get this as 38 into d plus 2t, the d value 1.88 into 10 power minus 2 plus 2t, t value is 1.2 centimeters s multiplied by 1. Substituting in the calculator and getting the value of the wind pressure weight as 1.626 kgs per meter length. So all weights are calculated in detail. Then let us go for substitution part, which is equal to square root of WC 0.87 plus 0.87 plus ice weight whose value is equal to 1.06 whole square plus weight due to wind pressure 1.626 square. So simplifying for this, you will get the resultant weight as WR whose value is equal to, the resultant weight is 2.524 kg per meter length. This much amount of weight is identified. 2.524 kg per meter length. Once getting this resultant weight, you can calculate the sag S, which is given by sag S is equal to WR L square by 8T. This is the formula. Let me substitute here itself to get the sag S. S value is equal to WR, the calculated 2.524 multiplied by 250 square because L square by 8 into 4050. Calculating this, the sag what we get is 4.86 meters. This much amount of sag we can identify for an ice coated conductor subjected to wind pressure. Because of this wind pressure, this is the vertical sag. I mean to say slant sag. This is the slant sag for a resultant weight of WR. But we want always vertical sag. The vertical sag is equal to slant sag into cos theta. So that our intention next is to find out cos theta. So how to get that cos theta? From the diagram, we can conclude the cos theta calculation as cos theta is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse. The adjacent side is WC plus WI. This is WC and this is WI. Summation of these two, WC plus WI, gives us 1.93 divided by WR, the resultant weight. The resultant weight we calculated already, its value as 2.524. So that cos theta was identified. That cos theta value to be maintained is obtained for us. So simplifying it for vertical cos theta calculation called as vertical sag. Yes, this was the vertical sag, which is equal to S cos theta. S value already we calculated 4.86 is to be multiplied with cos theta term, which is equal to 1.93 by 2.524. So the overall vertical sag calculation in the calculator gives us 3.72 meters. This is our calculation part, 3.72 meters. So we calculated now the vertical sag whose value is equal to S cos theta. On simplification we got it as 3.72 meters. Okay. Now let us see the second model, in which it is also a calculation of the sag, but the previous problem is the sag calculation assuming that the supports to be at equal heights, and this problem, this is a model with calculation of the sag with unequal heights, that is unequal support levels. If you see the problem, a transmission line conductor crossing a river is supported with two towers at a heights of 30 meters and 80 meters. If you see the support level heights, one support is at 30 meters height and the other support is at 80 meters height. Therefore, this is a problem related to unequal support levels and it is located above the water level. Okay. The horizontal distance between the towers is 450 meters. That is span length. It is equal to 450 meters. Next, if the tension on the conductor is 1500 kg, So the available tensile strength on the conductor is 1500 kg and the weight of the conductor is given 1.4 kg per meter length. So as I told you, conductor weight should be always calculated for per unit length. The same thing was given here. Find the minimum clearance of the conductor and water. So we want to calculate the clearance that is to be provided between the water and conductor. Minimum clearance. Minimum clearance in general occurs at the lowest point of the conductor point and water level, and also clearance midway between the supports. So it's a peculiar problem with unequal support levels of the towers. If you check it out, this was the given data. As span length is identified to be 450 meters, A support height is at 30 meters and B height support is at 80 meters, and also tension directly was given as 1500 kgs. WC 1.4 kg per meter length, and calculate the minimum clearance and mid clearance. This is the problem identified, and it can be solved with the help of our mathematical, that is pictorial diagram. In the pictorial diagram, we can represent the height of the towers to be maintained to be as, yes, let me assume this is the water level surface. Out of this water level surface, this is support A, this is support A, which is identified to be 30 meters height. This is 30 meters height, and this is support B. Okay, this is support B. Yes, this is support B, which is identified at support B. The height it is given as 80 meters length. In between these two electrical towers of unequal supports, the conductor was hanged. Before drawing this diagram, first let us calculate the distance between that lowest point of the conductor with respect to smallest tower and also with respect to tallest tower. That is the calculations of x1 and x2. We know the formula. x1 is equal to L by 2 minus TH by WL. x1 is equal to L by 2 minus TH by WL. That is 450 by 2 minus 1500 into H is the difference of the support levels. 80 minus 30, it is equal to 50 by weight of the conductor W given by 1.4 kg per meter length is to be multiplied with span length 450 meters. So simplifying it in the calculator, we get this x1 distance as 105.9 meters approximated to 106 meters. And x2 calculation given by formula L by 2 plus TH by WL, that is equal to 450 by 2 plus TH. Tensile strength on the conductor is 1500. H, difference between the support levels, divided by W into L. On calculation, we get this x2 to be as 344 meters. You can verify that if you add this 106 and 344, again we should get 450 mid span. I mean to say span between the two supports, it is to be 450. Since x1 and x2 are positive values, we assume that for a positive valued x1 and x2, lowest point of the conductor will be lying in between the supports. Then the profile of the conductor path will be like this. It is the profile of the conductor path, at which this is the lowest point of the conductor called O. This O, with respect to that O, lowest point of conductor O is identified from the smallest support at a distance of 106 meters. And with the same support, lowest point of O with the tallest tower, it is separated with a distance of 344 meters. That is the meaning of x1 and x2. Okay, so that s1 and s2 can be calculated. What is s1? This is the sag calculated with respect to smallest support called s1, whose mathematical formula is s1 is equal to w x1 square by 2t. And similarly, with respect to this lowest point of the conductor, calculation of s2 called as tallest tower can be given as S2 with a formula called S2 is equal to Wx2 square by 2t. These are the formulas. So in the first stage we will calculate this S1 and S2. So for calculating this S1 and S2, let me see the weight of the conductor. The weight of the conductor is given as 1.4 kg per meter length, is to be multiplied with 106 square by 2 into 1500. Simplifying this, we will get the S1. S1 is equal to 5.24 meters. 5.24 meters. Let me calculate for S2 case. S2 is equal to W x2 square, where x2 is 344 meters, 344 square by 2t. T value is equal to directly given 1500 kgs. So simplifying for this in calculator, we get the sag at second distance, that is tallest tower sag S2 is given as 55.2 meters. Okay. So you can check the minimum clearance. What is the minimum clearance now? With respect to lowest point of conductor and water level, this much amount of distance is called as minimum clearance. How to get this minimum clearance? The actual short length support called as 30 meters. This is the length of the conductor support, 30 meters. Out of which the sag is given this much value as 5.24. If I subtract this 5.24 from 30, then I will get this minimum clearance. Therefore, minimum clearance between water level and lowest point of the conductor, its value is equal to smallest tower support height 30 meters minus S1. S1 value is 5.24. So that subtracting, we will get this magnitude as the minimum clearance magnitude, which is equal to 31.37. Sorry, the minimum clearance is required. That minimum clearance is 30 minus 525. So whose value is equal to roughly less than 25, that is 24.870. Okay, roughly 24.76 meters. This much minimum clearance is to be required. Okay, so this is the minimum clearance. The next question what they asked is of mid clearance, B bit. The name itself says that clearance obtained at midpoint of the span length. The span length is 450 meters. Mid span is 450 by 2, called as 225 meters. So roughly, let me assume that this is 225 meters point. This is midpoint or mid span, whose distance is identified to be 450 by 2, 225. But for calculation of the sag is always done with respect to O as a starting point. Means I want this P point, which is identified as mid level. At what distance it has been identified? Yes, this is 225 meters. Out of which this is 106. Then 225 minus 106 gives me XP. Let me call this as XP. Okay, so that XP is equal to 225 minus 106, whose value is equal to 119. Yes, if you subtract it, 15 minus 6, 9, 1, 119 meters. 119 meters. So that XP was identified here as 119 meters. Then SP can be calculated. Sag at any point is given by formula Wx square by 2t. As I want SP, the formula will be Wxp square by 2t. Let me substitute that. 1.4 into the XP calculated 119 square by 2 into 1500 gives me SP value, sag at that point P, given as 6.6 meters, also called as sag mid. Mid sag means this value. This value. How much it is? 6.6 meters. Now minimum clearance is also there with us. What is that minimum clearance? Yes, this was the minimum clearance identified. Whose formula, whose magnitude is 24.76 meters. Then mid clearance. The last bit, this is mid clearance. Mid clearance is equal to sag mid plus minimum clearance. Then you can get this as 6.6 plus 24.76. 6.6 plus 24.76. On summation, we will get this magnitude as 31.37 meters. Means this entire magnitude 24.76 plus 6.6 gives us mid clearance. That mid clearance value is 31.37 calculation. So as simple as that. To get the mid clearance, first we want mid clearance. See, mid clearance means first we want minimum clearance. Minimum clearance means these 2 points difference. In our calculation it is 24.76. Next we have to calculate this value. Sag at a point P called midpoint, whose value is identified to be 6.6 meters. Summation of these two gives me 31.37 meters. That was the mid clearance available at mid span of 225 meters. This is about the calculation of the sag at two different support levels. And the third category of the problem is there, in which this x1 here it is 106, x2 is 344. Both are positive values. Indicates that lowest point of the conductor O is in between two support levels. If any one of this x1 and x2 is of negative, it indicates that O point is outside of the support levels. Instead of maintaining in between the support levels, this O will maintain outside of the support. That is the major difference between x1 positive and x1 negative. And that model also will be discussed in the next problem. Coming to the given data, if you check it, this model, an overhead transmission line conductor crossing a river. So it is also a river crossing problem. Whenever it is a river crossing problem, related problem, then the sag calculation is to be done at unequal support levels. It is supported from two towers which are at a height of, one is at a height of 40 meters and the other is at a height of 80 meters above the water level. The horizontal distance between the towers is 250 meters. So span length is 250. If the tension on the conductor is 1100 kg and the weight of the conductor is 1.1 kg per meter length, then find the clearance midway between the supports. So mid clearance he is asking in a clear way. So first of all, to find out mid clearance, we have to know minimum clearance. The same model problem. Let us go for the calculation part. So coming to the given data, checking, observing clearly, the length, span length L is identified as 250 meters and A support height is of 40 meters, B support height is of 80 meters, so that H is equal to small h 40 meters. The tension on the conductor is 1100 kg. Weight of the conductor is 1.1 kg per meter. Clearance is mid clearance. Out of all this, to draw the figure, whether that lowest point of the conductor lies in between the supports or outside the supports depends upon the magnitude of x1 and x2. That is why let me calculate at first stage of x1 value, whose formula is x1 is equal to L by 2 minus TH by WL. So that x1 is equal to L by 2, 250 by 2 minus tension on the conductor 1100 minus H is the difference between the support levels 40 meters divided by weight of the conductor 1.1 kgs multiplied by 250. So that in calculator, if you calculate this, x1 is equal to the negative value, whose value is equal to This is 125 minus 160, out of which you will get minus 35 meters. If you observe, this is negative value, minus 35. And x2 will be L by 2 plus TH by WL. TH by WL. So that its value of magnitude will be 250 by 2 plus 110 1100 into 40 by 1.1 into 250. So this value is 125 plus 160, whose value is equal to 125 plus 160, it is equal to 285 meters. So one is positive value and the other is negative value. Negative value indicates that the magnitude or lowest point of conductor O lies outside of the tower supports. Means you can draw the estimation figure like this, assuming that this was the tower height of B from the water level. Let me assume that this is of water level. Okay. And the support B support. This is B support of tallest tower, and this is A support of shortest. Let be A, which is of 40 meters, and this is 80 meters. The conductor, lowest point of conductor O lies beside to this, and the profile of the conductor will be like this. Okay. So that this is now O point. With respect to O, the shortest tower is located at a distance of 35 meters. As I told, it is minus 35. O lies to this side. With respect to same O, the tallest tower is located at a distance of 285 meters. And the distance between the two supports is 285 minus 35, it is equal to 250 meters. Yes. Okay. And then between this lowest point of conductor and here the support level is called S1. Let me calculate S1 formula. S1 is equal to Wx1 square by 2t, which is equal to 1.1 into x1 square 35 square by 2t. T is 1100. Simplifying this in calculator, the S1 value will be 0.6125 meters. Means the difference between the top level of conductor A and lowest point of conductor O, that S1 value is equal to 0.6125 meters. Then the remaining length here, this is the remaining length, whose value is to be minimum clearance. Then the minimum clearance, it is equal to now the shortest support length 40 minus S1 0.6125. Subtracting these, you will get this as 39.38 meters. Means the length of this small clearance, its value is 39.38 meters. But they are not asking us the minimum clearance, they are asking the mid clearance. Then what is mid clearance? Our required thing to be calculated is mid clearance, midpoint of the span. Actual span is 250. Midpoint is 250 by 2 called 125. Let me identify that point P here. As this dotted line represents the midpoint between the two support levels. So that the distance is 125 meters. And here also the distance is 125 meters. 125 plus 125, it is 250. And this is the point P mid value. Our intention is now to calculate this clearance. Out of which we calculated already the minimum clearance. If you extend like this, the intersection point is available with us. This is the intersection point. This is the minimum clearance already calculated. How much it is? Yes, 39.38. So this is mid clearance PQ. This is P point and this is Q point. Out of PQ, let me take this as X. XQ is the minimum clearance whose value is 39.38. and the next required thing to be calculated is px. Then what is the magnitude of this px? What are p and x points? X is the lowest point of O and p is the point on the conductor. Then sag at any point p, sag at any point p, technically we call it as mid sag, is identified as W into the distance of that point p located with respect to O divided by WXP square divided by 2t. That's the simple formula. So W length is there with us, whose value is equal to 1.1 multiplied by XP. What is XP? It is the distance between O to point P. What is O? S, this is O. And what is P? S, this is P. The distance between these two, whose value is equal to 125 plus 35. Yes, what is value? 125 plus 35? 10, 10, 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6, 160 meters. So I can put it this here, 160 square by 2 into T value. T value is 1100. Simplify this to get the mid sag. The mid sag value S mid is equal to 12.8 meters. Simplify in the calculator. You will get this small value as 12.8. Out of which Px is equal to mid sag 12.8 meters and Xq is equal to minimum clearance 39.38. Altogether mid clearance whose value is equal to PQ. Then what is PQ? PQ is equal to 12.8 meters plus the minimum clearance 39.38. Summation of these two gives us the mid clearance, which is equal to 52.1875 meters. This much amount of mid sag we can identify. The difference between this problem and previous problem is the same analysis and same formulas are applicable. The only difference is location of the lowest point of conductor O, whether it lies in between the supports. Previously, if you check it in between the supports, this will be the rough diagram. These two are the support levels, okay, and this will be the diagram. So that O will be located in between the supports. But now these two are the support levels. The O point is located outside the support levels. This is the second model. So with this third model, first model is equal height of supports. Second model is unequal support levels with O at the in between the support levels. And the third point is unequal support levels with lowest point as outside of the support levels. Out of all these three, we calculated minimum clearances and mid clearances. Okay. So this is the end of the sag calculation. And next we are going to see the insulators part.